us at 6 o'clock. I'm Stephanie Hockridge.
And I'm Steve Irvin. We start with the biggest story in the valley. 6 people killed, the gunman taking his own life in a rampage that rocked all of us.
Violence like this in our communities is something that none of us will ever understand.
From Thursday night to early this morning, from East Phoenix to Scottsdale and Fountain Hills, the scope of this killing spree put so many people on edge.
And here's the latest at this hour. Police have identified the shooter as Dwight Jones. He killed himself today as cops swarmed an extended stay hotel near 69th Street in Shea.
Officers say he murdered 6 people, including a prominent forensic psychiatrist, 2 paralegals, and a marriage counselor. The timeline and motive now starting to come into focus as well.
And tonight we have team coverage on this big story. Let's kick everything off with Katie Connor, who's live in Scottsdale. And Katie, there was one tip, I understand, that cracked this case wide open.
Yeah, police say they received hundreds of tips, Stephanie, but it was the one on Saturday night that really changed everything for them. The ex-wife of the suspect actually contacting us about this, saying that she's now married to a retired Phoenix police detective. And on Saturday night, he started to notice the connection between the divorce, the suspect, and then also all those crime scenes. Police say Dwight Jones was targeting specific people, all stemming from his nasty divorce. Back in 2009, court paperwork reveals Jones was such a threat to his wife and their child, he was prohibited from purchasing a firearm. At one point, a Scottsdale police report reveals Jones threatened he would kill his ex-wife before police could even arrive. During the court proceedings, Dr. Stephen Pitt, a high-profile forensic psychiatrist, did a psychological evaluation of Jones and was called as a witness during the divorce trial. Fast forward to last Thursday, police say Jones shot and killed Pitt outside his Phoenix office. A day later, on Friday afternoon, police say Jones went to the law firm where his ex-wife's divorce attorney worked and killed 2 paralegals. Later that night, detectives discovered the bullet casings from the 2 scenes matched. But hours later, police say Jones struck again, killing psychologist Marshall Levine.
His son, as a part of the divorce proceedings, had to see an additional psychiatrist that would normally have been in the same office space that Dr. Levine was in.
Police say next, Jones went to Fountain Hills and killed 2 more people. That night, Assistant Chief of Police Rich Slavin says the case-breaking tip came in, and soon officers started doing surveillance on Jones, but they still needed more evidence.
With all of this evidence, what we needed was that hit on DNA. We had great circumstantial case against Mr. Jones, but we really wanted that definitive proof.
Slavin says in the middle of the night, a detective flew up to Coconino County to collect DNA evidence from his family. And by Monday morning, police had enough to move in on Jones. It all ended outside of the Scottsdale Hotel, with Jones taking his life. Now, at this time, police have not yet released the names of the 2 victims in Fountain Hills. They're still trying to connect them to the suspect. As for the suspect's ex-wife, she did release that statement to us saying she is deeply saddened by what happened, and she said she's feared for her life for the past 9 years. She adds that right now her family is trying to come to grips with everything that has happened, and she's asking for privacy during this very difficult time. Reporting live from Scottsdale, Katie Connor, ABC 15, Arizona.
All right, Katie, thank you. This killing spree has gripped the valley for the past 5 days, and a big focus now is on remembering the victims.
ABC 15's Mike Pelton joining us live after attending the funeral for Stephen Pitt. He was the first victim in this rampage, and Mike, such an emotional service for a man who touched so many lives.
Well, Steve, both laughter and tears filled the mortuary here in Scottsdale to honor a man known to many as a prominent forensic psychiatrist, but known to others as Dad.
We can all agree that my dad was an incredible man and someone we feel lucky to have known.
A son now without his father, Stephen Pitt, a man remembered for his big smile and big heart. Just ask his brother.
Steve provided a template and how to move through this precious gift that we call life. My gosh, did he do a good job of that.
Dr. Stephen Pitt, the source of laughter, even at his funeral. Friends and family with so many stories of the renowned forensic psychiatrist who loved his Michigan State Spartans and his friends.
We always ended up our calls with one thing. Steve would go, "Love you, bro," or "Love you, dude." And I'd say, "I love you too, Steve." And with that, he's changed my life forever.
And into the memories of happier times, a trip to the slopes, fun with his boys. One colleague called him a friend of justice, an advocate for truth. In Scottsdale, Mike Pelton, ABC 15, Arizona.
And we're staying on top of the story for you tonight. More updates to come later in this news class, including some unique perspective on such a big case. You can also find the newest developments on abc15.com and our mobile app.